In the vast expanse of human history, countless philosophies have emerged to answer the questions that trouble the mind and weigh on the spirit. Among all, Stoicism stands as a timeless beacon, offering not just guidance on enduring the storms of fortune, but a practical, transformative path to internal peace. Rooted in the wisdom of ancient thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, Stoicism teaches that true tranquility is not found in external circumstances, but within the fortress of one's soul. This is a guide, not just to understanding Stoic thought, but to applying its principles in pursuit of unshakable serenity. To begin the journey toward internal peace, the Stoics remind us to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. This, they teach, is the foundation of emotional resilience. Imagine the world as an endless theater of events. Some are shaped by your choices, actions, and responses. Others unfold entirely independent of your will. The weather, the passing of seasons, the judgments of others, the turning of fate, these stand outside your control. But your beliefs, your intentions, and your actions rest firmly within your sphere of influence. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and philosopher, put it simply, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Internal peace begins here, with the acceptance that much of life is uncontrollable. When you relinquish the fruitless struggle against what cannot be changed, you reclaim your energy for that which you can, your attitude, your virtues, your responses. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." So much of our distress, he observed, arises not from what happens, but from our judgments and interpretations. The anxious mind spins tales of what might go wrong, resurrects old wounds, or magnifies daily inconveniences into calamities. Through Stoic practice, you can learn to pause, observe your thoughts, and recognize that you are the architect of your emotions, not their captive. Begin each day with a Stoic meditation. Before the world intrudes with its noise and demands, take a few moments in quiet reflection. Consider what you might face: delays, criticism, disappointment, or even cruelty. Acknowledge these possibilities, not with dread, but with calm preparation. This exercise, which Marcus Aurelius called premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, trains the mind to be unsurprised and unshaken by adversity. When you encounter an obstacle, it no longer arrives as a shock, but as something you have already met in your mind, ready to respond with equanimity. Gratitude is another pillar of Stoic peace. While modern advice often urges endless striving, craving, and comparison, Stoicism finds contentment in appreciating what is. Seneca advised, "He is a great man who uses earthenware dishes as if they were silver, but he is equally great who uses silver as if it were earthenware." The lesson is clear. Do not anchor your happiness to possessions, status, or the favor of others. Find joy in simplicity. Cherish the present gifts, your breath, the sky, a moment of quiet. When you cease to measure your life by what you lack, peace settles easily within. And yet Stoicism does not deny pain, loss, or grief. Instead, it asks you to meet suffering without resentment or self-pity. Epictetus, born a slave and later a revered teacher, faced deprivation and calamity throughout his life. Yet he proclaimed, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." Every loss, every sorrow, is an invitation to exercise wisdom and acceptance. Mourn what is natural to mourn, but do not let your sorrow become your ruler. Time moves in one direction, and all things will change or pass away. The Stoic finds solace in remembering that even the harshest season will give way to another. Integrity lies at the heart of Stoic peace. According to the Stoics, virtue alone is good. Everything else, health, wealth, reputation, is indifferent. What does this mean in daily life? Simply that inner peace does not come from chasing the approval of others, bending your values for favor, or compromising your character for gain. Speak honestly. Act justly. Remain true to your principles, even when no one is watching, even when the world misunderstands. This constancy gives birth to a peace that cannot be disturbed by external chaos. Recognize that no one is immune to the pull of anger, envy, desire, or fear. The Stoic path is a continuous practice, not a state of perfection. When you falter, and you will, do not collapse into self-condemnation. Instead, apply the Stoic art of self-examination. At the end of each day, reflect calmly. What did I do well? Where did I let my emotions or passions dictate my actions? What can I try differently tomorrow? This gentle discipline, practiced regularly, leads not only to self-understanding, but to an unfaltering tranquility. Progress, not perfection, is the standard. In relationships, practice the Stoic ideals of empathy and justice. We tend to see others through the lens of our own expectations, taking offense when those around us behave in ways we find disagreeable. But the Stoics remind you, other people act according to their beliefs, their experiences, their struggles, just as you do. Judging others harshly traps you in a cycle of disappointment and resentment. Instead, extend understanding. Do not react with anger at others' missteps. Seek to understand, to forgive, and to rise above pettiness. This does not mean tolerating injustice or mistreatment, but refusing to let others dictate your peace. Mindfulness, though often seen as a modern concept, is deeply Stoic in spirit. Live in the present, for that is all you ever truly possess. Do not squander today in regret for yesterday or anxiety for tomorrow. Epictetus observed that we are disturbed not by things themselves, but by our opinions of them. When your attention drifts into worry, gently bring it back to what is in front of you. Taste your food. Listen fully to a friend. Observe the sunlight on a wall or the sound of wind through leaves. In these moments of presence, the constant noise of desire and fear subsides, leaving a serene stillness. Change is the law of the universe. The Stoics accepted this with a grace that remains powerful today. What you love may be lost. What you fear may come to pass. Your body will age. Your fortunes will rise and fall. To struggle against the current of change is to be battered and broken by it. Instead, the Stoics teach, embrace the impermanence of all things. Seneca wrote, "Whatever can happen at any time can happen today." This is not a grim resignation, but a call to savor each moment, to live fully and without regret, knowing nothing is guaranteed except the present. Let go of the need for external validation. The Stoic is content to be misunderstood, ridiculed, or even ignored, so long as they hold to their principles. Write your own story with integrity rather than allowing the shifting tides of public opinion to chart your course. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Seek the approval of your own conscience, and peace will follow. Simplicity is another key to Stoic happiness. In a world crowded with possessions, busyness, and distraction, the Stoic seeks clarity and focus. What do you truly need? What adds to your character, rather than merely your comfort? The ancient Stoics lived with little and found joy in the richness of their inner lives. Practice letting go of excess, of complications, of needless commitments. In simplifying your surroundings, you create space for contemplation, gratitude, and the deep contentment that arises from sufficiency. Explore the discipline of desire. Much of our restlessness comes from wanting things we do not have and fearing the loss of things we do. The Stoics recommend rehearsing loss, not as a morbid thought, but as a liberation. Consider for a moment how you would fare if deprived of your favorite comforts, if your day unfolded not according to plan, if the things you hold dear were taken from you. By facing these fears in the safety of your imagination, you reduce their power to disturb you in reality. Replace complaint with acceptance. When you face delays, rudeness, or inconvenience, Pause and recall that these are simply facts, not personal affronts. The world is neither for nor against you. It simply is. By responding with patience, humor, or even indifference, you spare yourself needless agitation and preserve your internal peace.
To walk the Stoic path is to carry your peace with you, unshaken by praise or blame, gain or loss. It is to be, in the words of Epictetus, free from enslavement to passions, to externals, to the opinions of strangers, because the only true mastery is mastery of the self. And so, as you move through your days, let Stoic wisdom be your companion. Begin each morning with intention. End each evening with reflection. Seek clarity over confusion, acceptance over resistance, and virtue over comfort. When external chaos threatens to disturb you, return to your inner fortress, a place fortified by acceptance, gratitude, self-examination, and calm perspective. In time, you will find that internal peace is not found by fleeing the world, but by meeting it, grounded in the knowledge that the mind, when disciplined and free, can remain tranquil amidst any storm. The Stoics did not promise that life would be easy. They promised that peace is possible, steadfast and serene, arising from within, untroubled by the ebb and flow of fortune.